And we are now live on YouTube. And for everybody attending the class, welcome. I see people are coming in. Hello, Hope. Glad to see you. Looks like it might just be me and you today, but that's okay. This is still streaming live through YouTube, so people can log in at any time and watch the show. Appreciate you guys being here. I see Jules is showing up. Jules, one of my favorite vegans. I'm waiting for some more of that vegan fried chicken. That was really good. I need to call you about some recipes though, by the way, because Carl always says that you know more than him. So I need to call you and ask you about stuff, or he's always referring to you, deferring to you. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to do an outline of command and KW tools that you all have access to and how to set them up. I won't go through step by step. I will just be showing you where to go to set them up, and you will have to have some sense of technical capability to do it. And it's not too hard, it's pretty easy. If this old guy can do it, I know I have trust and hope and faith that you young whippersnappers can do it as well too. Before we get going though, is why do we want to do this? Well, one thing I want you guys to really understand is this class is focused on setting up a digital platform for kind of like a digital resume, meaning it's not going to take the place of lead generation. It's going to enhance lead generation. Gary Keller talks about prospecting-based marketing enhanced. Prospecting-based marketing enhanced. Like you always want to be prospecting for business, which is proactive, interactive, making phone calls, talking to people, meeting with people pre-COVID when we could meet with them, talking to them on the phone, having some type of connection. And then marketing enhanced back in the days would be flyers or websites or promotional brochures, stuff that talks about you as an agent. And ever more so now in today in COVID market, it's really important to have what I call a digital trail about what your business is. In other words, people are going to be looking for you because they want to do business with you. They want to get into a business relationship with you. And a lot of it is if they don't have a real estate agent or if they're being referred to you, they're going to want to have some sense of who you are. So they're going to check you out online. The first place most people go to would be going to Facebook. They're going to see if they can find you there. And they're going to, stalk your Facebook page. Another thing too is they want to see other things like, what does your LinkedIn look like? What is do you have Twitter? Do you have Instagram? Do you have a website? Do you have stuff like that? So it's really important to understand that they're researching you as much as they're researching the house that they're going to buy or sell, the house they're going to buy or sell. So it's important to have some type of what I call digital trail, because that digital trail is going to lead them back to you when they eventually pull the trigger and they want to do business with somebody. So it's helping you establish that relationship. So it's really important. You're going to set this up and you're going to work on it and modify it, but you're not going to count this as your only lead generation. Your lead generation is still going to be interactive, talking to people, meeting with people, being referred to people, having real face-to-face or phone-to-phone conversations with people today. This is just going to help enhance. All right, so let's get into the tools that you guys have available that don't cost you any money right now because you're part of Keller Williams. And command is a journey, it's a growth, it's growing, it's getting better every day. And technology is really not an agent's best friend because most people don't, it's a lot of time to get into the tech side of stuff. And if you're like me, sometimes where you're trying to do something technically and you get frustrated, you just throw it down and say, screw it, I'll come back to it later. But it's important for you, and I always tell this to people I'm coaching right now, we're moving into a new age of the real estate industry. And there's 3 things that real estate agents are going to have in order to survive. Now, first and foremost is to have an ability to connect with people. You have to be a people person and have empathy. You know, you got to understand exactly about people. How do people operate? What are their needs and wants? What are their values? Because you're going to connect with them from that emotional level, in any type of sales platform, but especially in real estate business, because you're putting them into a home. A home is where, you know, a majority of people build their wealth. And so you're helping them with one of their biggest assets they'll ever have. The second thing you're going to have moving forward is really intense market knowledge. You've got to know the market inside and out like nobody else. And whether that's, you know, on a macro scale, what the national media reports, it's important to know, but it's really more important to know about the micro, like what's going on in the neighborhoods that I know about. You know, you can drill down into entire San Diego County, but it's really zip code by zip code, in some cases street by street. You got to know what's going on, because for instance, you could be in Coronado and, you know, you could be beachfront where you're going to pay a couple $1 million more if you're 3 blocks in and you don't see the ocean. So it's really having that market knowledge that's going to set you apart from all the other agents that are out there. And then finally, the most important thing moving forward for agents to survive in this new world is technology. If you don't have technology down, you're going to be left in the dust. When Gary Keller started building out Command, he kept saying, technology will not replace the agent, but the agent that embraces technology will replace the agent that doesn't. So basically he says, if you don't get your tech down, you're not going to survive, or you're going to have a harder time moving forward into where we're going. And COVID definitely pushed us into that arena. It basically said, look, you're now in a platform or in a market where you can't meet face to face, so you have to be digital. So the quicker you get your digital platform up and running, in the long run, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of all the other people that did not do that. So don't look at it as you're going to build this platform out and then you'll all of a sudden, oh, the leads are coming in. No, this is going to be an ongoing platform that you're going to build out. And when COVID hit, the biggest question that you should have asked about is, how can I do my business if I never ever had the ability or even left my house? How does that operate? And that was the question that everybody asked during this period, is like, how do we keep our business going in a world where we can't meet with people face to face? And it all comes down to digital. How many of you are really good at Zoom now, where when you first started, you kind of fumbled? I know I did. Now that the more you use Zoom, the easier it gets, the better it gets. This technology is going to be where we're doing business. It's not going away. It's only going to get more enhanced. It's going to get more adept, more intricate, and more intertwined in your business. So it's really important to have some sense of technology and some ability to be able to either, if you can't set it up, farm it out to have someone set it up. That's the key. So we've reviewed this before, but I'm going to go through all the stuff that I've set up on my website. And there's many more things that you can set up on your website. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But everybody in Command, you have a website. And here's my thing about websites is I don't look at a website as a place where people are going to gravitate to look for properties. They're just not going to. If you think they are, you're wrong. And this came to my realization years ago, where I was helping a really close friend sell a couple investment properties and doing a 1031 exchange into another property. And she kept sending me these properties from Redfin and Zillow. I'm like, why is she doing this? You know, I'm sending her every listing that fits her criteria. And she kept sending me these screenshots from Truly, Zillow and Realtor.com and Redfin. I'm like, okay. I realized at that moment that the eyeballs of the consumer are not on our own personal websites and the information we're sending them to. And that's the game we're playing right now, is to get the eyeballs of the consumer onto a portal that keeps the people there. And that's what Redfin and Zillow has done really, really well. They've created a very good interactive website that consumers like. Now, the app that Keller Williams has built is intended to help with that and compete with that. And I think over time we'll see some growth in that arena. But here's what I've added on my personal website. Again, I'm using this just as a digital trail, but also everything that I'm adding on this, you can actually use in your lead generation, social media post, social media platform to draw back to this website for lead generation and adding people to your database. So a couple of things I've added on here is what's my home worth, the mortgage calculator, the blog, open house sign in. I will go through that. And then the download my app for your mobile property search. And then the follow me on Facebook. Those are the things that I've added. There's many more things you can add. And matter of fact, I suggest you, I'll probably get to adding some of those more soon. But right now, I would just want to keep it to this for this class. So what's my home worth? You can all add this. It's very simple. And I'll show you how to get to this. But this is basically just a tool to get people that are interested in selling their home to reach out to them. And it basically drops that contact into command. So the contact just goes to this, adds their first and last name, phone number, email address, and a little message. That's easy peasy, very simple to do. The other thing I've added is a mortgage calculator. Mortgage calculator is something really good for buyers that just want to figure out something. And if you've ever attempted to find an online mortgage calculator that didn't require you put in contact information and have a mortgage brokers blow up your cell phone, yeah, this is the one right here. So basically, a mortgage calculator can just be a great tool for a buyer working with. It's like, you know what, when we start looking at houses, you're going to see probably stuff from this price range to that price range. Here's a handy little tool to figure out what your payments would be on that house, provided they haven't even gotten pre-approved yet for a mortgage. So again, I'll show you all where to get this set up. The other thing that I've added is a blog, and the blog is part of the Homekeeper app. And we'll cover the Homekeeper app as well too. But the Homekeeper app, basically, every agent in the past, when they first started setting up their websites, I remember, also spent tons of money on these websites and tons of money on a beautiful little blog. And then all of a sudden, these real estate agents are saying, I'm going to blog. Yes, I'm going to every week, I'm going to post something about the neighborhood I'm working in. And agents get so busy and they get out in the field doing work that the last thing they want to do is worry about focusing on a blog or coming home writing about something after they've been showing properties, doing listing appointments, out in the field all day. Last thing they want to do is really get down and write stuff down. So bye-bye with the blogs. I don't really know a lot of agents that actually do blogs. I can't even think of one in my sphere of influence. Maybe if you do, let me know. There's only one person I know in San Diego, and he is a Keller Williams agent, and he's been in the business for a really long time. And I won't tell you his name, but I'll give you an idea. He's kind of centered around University Town Center, UTC area. And he uses the slogan, blah, blah is everywhere. And he's kind of focused around Bay Park, Bayho, that area, Claremont. And he does hundreds of units a year, but his whole thing is an email newsletter. He has got his email newsletter, and back in the days when I first registered for his newsletter, and it's a digital email, I knew he had about 25,000 people on that, and he probably is doubled that by now. So he probably has 50,000 people looking at his newsletter every week when he sends it out. And that's primarily his main focus of lead gen. Is he uses that newsletter. That really helps him drive traffic to his listings, his seminars that he does, etc. And if I was to do a model in the business, if I was to ever get back in the business and just not be a broker anymore and just be an agent, I would probably follow that model and build a platform out like that. So this blog is great. I've got all these blog posts that I can now use on any social media posts that I want to do. And I didn't have to create this. It was created for me. and it didn't cost me a penny. By the way, nothing today that I'm going to show you is going to cost you a penny. The other thing that's really great is the open house sign-in sheet. So if and when we get back to the days where we can operate with a physical open house, but you can use this digitally as well too for registrations to your virtual open houses. If people want to go to see your virtual open house, they just come here to register, and that would put them in the queue. And this basically is great because it drops the person's contact information right into your command. So remember, you're in the business of building a database, build a database, build a database, build a database. The 4 laws of lead generation in the Red Book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book written by Gary Keller, states the 4 laws are: build a database, feed it every day. In other words, you're always adding people into it. Communicate it with it systematically. In other words, set up some type of system so it's automated. You don't have to think about it. That's what the command will do for you. And then it used to be service all the leads you got came your way. They changed it. I can't remember what it was, but that's what I'm going with because that's what my brain remembers. But it's service all the leads that come your way. And I apologize if you hear my gardener in the background, but he's here leaf blowing. So if you can hear that, let me know and I'll have to go shut the window. Okay, great. Yeah, he's right outside my window. Okay, so great little tool to just add people to your database. You don't have to think about it. And great thing from people in open house, you take your laptop, say, great. The sellers now are requiring that everybody sign in. And I think here's the good thing about COVID for me. It's going to categorically change how we do business and operate. I firmly believe that now buyers will have to sign in. There ain't no way around. They're going to have to sign in. They're going to have to sign documents just to get into the house. So no longer are the days that they can give you a fake name, fake email address, fake phone number. They have to, for contact tracing, give you the right information. So that's a good thing about COVID. And then the download my KW app. Again, I've added this to it. So if you're not utilizing your app, I would suggest using it and getting it up and running and sending it out to your database. It's got some great tools in it. You can schedule property tours, etc. with it. So those are all the things that I've set up. Oh, and then follow me on Facebook. Now there's a better one on this, but this basically feeds into my business Facebook page, by the way. In order to use some of the tech tools to do sponsored ads under Keller Williams, it has to be fed into a business page. So I've got my business page set in. Now Clarissa has set up a different page where it's all over the page, but right now this is how it's set up. So, and then I've got the app in there, etc. So those are some of the things. Now, how do you do all that? Well, we've contracted for every agent in the office Scott Leroy Marketing, scottleroymarketing.com. And Scott Leroy will set up everything that I've just shown you, and you don't have to do anything other than provide them information. So you go to this website and you go to KW Resources, and then you go to login page, and you're always going to log in with Market Center 197. It's for everybody. Remember me and then log in. And you're always going to get that warning thing up there. Just click OK. And then under KW Resources, you're going to go to support. And here's all the services that Scott Leroy Marketing will do. They'll help you set up your command. They'll import your database. They'll help you with Keller Williams Mortgage. They have a PieSync set up if you have an external website that you want to bring the leads into. Twilio is the text capability within Command. They'll help you with your DocuSign. They'll import Top Producer if you have Top Producer. They'll help you set up a MailChimp account. That's pretty easy, but they'll help you do it. And they'll help you with a smart plan setup. The other services that I profile that we just did is down here at the website services. So you go down to website services, and here's where you'll add the Facebook widget. So that was the last page I showed you on my personal Facebook page. They'll do Google Analytics setup. So if you're running ads, they can set up your Google Analytics account to help you determine where you're getting your bang for your buck. And then the HomeKeeper widget is the blog that I showed you. And they'll help you set up that widget, which was this thing right here, the blog. Okay. And then they set up the open house sign-in sheet. What's my home worth? They'll set that up. The app download page, they put that on there. If you have a personal domain that you want to forward your KW email to, in other words, I have robertshantz.com. I bought that through GoDaddy, and then I just forward to my KW domain name. You could do a featured listing setup, a mortgage calculator, and then if you got like Zillow review widget or a testimonial form, you can have all that stuff added to your website. So I'll just give you a little example of what you need to do when you go. Let's say you want to add the download page, the app download page. So to have your app download page, you just click on that little thing. It takes about 1 to 2 business days for them to complete it. And then they have a little video here for you to watch about what it will do. And then they're going to ask for some information. They need your name, your email to notify you when it's completed, your KW username. That is the username you use for your mykw.kw.com, which is probably it's your command login as well. And then your KW password. They need that because they got to get into the back end of your system. Don't worry about giving them this information. It's secure. This is all encrypted, but they need it to get into it. And they always ask some type of silly question. Prove you're not a robot. Do you say Coke, soda, or pop? Doesn't really matter. They just want to know you're not a robot because you're going to go in and just put in one of those 3 as a question. Okay. And then I'll run through the Facebook widget just so you get an idea of what they're asking there. They're going to ask the exact same thing. What's your first and last name? What's an email address? What's your KW username and your password? But then they're going to want to know your business Facebook address, not your personal profile. It's your business one. So you'll have to set up a business Facebook page. And then if you don't know, you can click here to find out. And then you got to make sure you check the filters on your business Facebook page to make sure there's no restrictions for age or country are in place. And then if you know what they're talking about there, they'll walk you through it right here. So they're very helpful. And then just this is what my business Facebook page looks like. I'll just kind of run through, you know, I've got Keller Williams Realty Managing Broker. I've got the KW logo. On the main picture page, oh God, look at that good looking guy. He's so good looking. You'd think he was nice. But you'll see down here in the lower left, I've got my personal DRE number and the DRE number for the office and the KW logo. You have to have those identifiers on your business Facebook page, and of course your any posts with your intent to solicit business. We're going to cover that. But here's my business Facebook page, and I'm going to go through that a little bit. But that's it. That's Scott Leroy Marketing. Again, we've hired them to help you guys. We pay for that for you guys. So they'll go in and they'll help you import your contacts. If you've got them in a spreadsheet, you have to have them in a spreadsheet. They'll help you import them and put them in. I've done it really easy with them. I just send them the file they're looking for, and they've done the import. And I've labeled what tags that I needed for that import, and they set all that up. Okay. So let's talk about the HomeKeeper app. So the HomeKeeper app is an app that's free, doesn't cost you any money, up to 1,000 contacts. We've formed a connection. So you're going to go to pros.homekeeper, KEEPR.com/KW. And unfortunately, I'm already logged in, but it's pros.homekeeper, homekeeper.com/KW. You can register there because it's free for all KW people. If you have trouble finding that, just let myself or Clarissa know. We'll send you the link. Now, Homekeeper is a tool that you can use for whether they're in your network or not in your network. If they're someone you've helped buy or sell properties, think of a house, and a house is, you know, when you help someone buy a house, you want to be their real estate agent for life. Meaning, if they have any question about that house, if they need help with a plumber, an electrician, a foundation person, a gardener, a pool person, well, they would want to use you as a resource to recommend people that you think would be a great resource for them. And that's really what this Homekeeper app is all about. So this is what my Homekeeper page looks like, that I can now use this to market. So I can use this app to market on social media, on my Facebook page, LinkedIn profile, Instagram. But it's really a way for me to connect with my database to say, hey, you need a professional, are you moving? We can help you do that. By the way, you know, if someone's thinking about selling their house, they're probably thinking of hiring a moving service. So it's a great resource to use. This is my page right here. But I'll show, yeah, this is what I would use to get people to register, or I can go in and put them in there myself and send them an ID and login. You'll see I have 0 on there because I don't really use it, but you guys should be using it because you're interfacing with buyers and sellers all day long. So the great thing about Homekeeper widget is they have vendors. And the vendors can be many. You can have chimney specialists, electricians, exterminators, gutter services, HVAC, that's air conditioners, irrigation, landscapers, painters, plumbers, building superintendents, discounts, doormen, fire department, management companies, police department, 1031 exchange accommodators. I'm asked every day to get a good exchange accommodator. Well, you can put them in here as well too. So think of this as your preferred database of preferred vendors. And that's what the Homekeeper app can be used for. And it's a widget, it's an app that you can have them put on their phone. And when they put on their phone, they're going to see your face and your logo every time they open up that app. So they're going to be connected with you with anything that has to do with their home. Because remember, you're not a one-time show. You didn't just go sell them a house. You actually sold them a house you sold them investment that they're going to keep coming back and keep coming back to you for life. So you want to make sure that you're constantly communicating with them on how to maintain their property. You want to be their resource. So the great thing about the Homekeeper app too, besides adding vendors, is there's some great marketing tools that you can use to drive traffic to your Homekeeper app, to drive traffic to your database. And this is some of the stuff that you can use. You can make it part of your Facebook posts, your Instagram posts, your Facebook business page posts. One of the things I want to get to though is the blog. So I've got 278 shareable blog contents on my personal page. So I've got it set up whenever Homekeeper comes out with a new ad or new blog post, it's the new smart home devices will change your life. It automatically posts to my personal business or my business page. So every time this comes out, it auto posts, but I have to go in and add my DRE number. So once a week, I'll go through and it'll do about 2 or 3 published posts every week on my business page. And this is automated. Again, you want to automate this so you don't have to do it all the time. But I just got to go back in and just add my DRE number, because anything that's considered first point of contact in the state of California, as defined by the DRE, has to include the broker ID, which I have right here, and then the broker ID number and your DRE number. But, so that goes to my business page on Facebook. Another thing you can do with, once it's published here, is you can pull up, go to your Homekeeper page, and then you can auto post now. Let's say you want to put it on your LinkedIn page. So I have a LinkedIn page set up, and if you're not using LinkedIn, you should get on LinkedIn and actually do business on LinkedIn. A lot of people are shifting a lot of their business networking to LinkedIn because you get a higher net worth individual on LinkedIn, but it's really all business. It's not political like Facebook has become. It's real purely business. And from a digital platform, you can really do really well in this. So if I was to share it in a post, I send it to my LinkedIn page, and then I can add something to this LinkedIn profile. I'll put in hashtags, and hashtags are important. Think of hashtag, if you don't know what a hashtag is, think of a hashtag as a file. So you'll see hashtag Hillcrest Daddy. That's a file. So if anybody goes on Instagram and they search for a hashtag in Instagram Hillcrest Daddy, they'll see all these posts that I put together for that hashtag, and they can just peruse through all those posts. So same thing with these hashtags, is we want to add a hashtag. So I can go through and add like San Diego real estate, but look at all these other things that pop up. So let's say I did San Diego real estate on LinkedIn. I'll go and add more. And I could just go through and just add all these, and you kind of want to keep the same hashtag. So create a library of hashtags where you just cut and paste. And then once you're done with that, you can just do a little blurb in there as well too. And then anytime you do that post and people want to see you in those hashtags, they can click on that hashtag and see all the posts that you've made. So I'm not going to post this one though. I'm going to get out of that one. You can also post to Twitter. I have a Twitter page, but don't go to my Twitter page because it's where I say dirty things in politics. But anyway, but you can use Twitter for a business page if you want. And then Pinterest, if you're not using Pinterest as a real estate agent, you should be, because it's a visual thing, and it's really good for the beauty of real estate and homes. So again, don't get overwhelmed with all this technology. Just take it step by step by step. And then there's I can't make that out down there, but I think it's a blog. Oh, it's mail it. Oh, I can mail that post. So that's the joys of the Homekeeper app. Again, it's a really great app. It's stuff you don't have to think about it on those days you're like, I need to, I'm supposed to lead generate. I don't really feel like it, but I need to do something. I'll just go do some Homekeeper posts on LinkedIn, Twitter, and stuff like that, just to at least look I'm doing something. Again, it's not going to take the place of your real lead generation. It's just going to support it. Okay. So we got through the Scott Leroy marketing. We got the additions to the website. And then setting up a personal Facebook page. So again, I'll review on my business page, personal business page or business page. Anything that's considered first point of contact, you've got to add, make sure you have the KW logo, KW name, and then the DRE numbers on any of your posts. Because reason being is, if I ever had someone that came to this business page and they, oh, I want to share this. So they want to share it to somebody. Well, that's going to now travel to another page. And once it travels to another page, it's got to have those identifiers on it. Okay. So now, how do you put all this together, and why do you want to do all this? Well, Another thing you can do, I just had to make sure that it's posting on YouTube. So anyway, so how do you pull all this together? Okay, so that's really what is important. So there's a great, and I'm going to bring up my Instagram page so you can see how this works. So when COVID hit and I was going through all these Instagram profiles, I'm like, well, what is all this stuff that people are saying? Let's see. So here's what I did when we did our Red Day. I did my Red Day post. Thank you, Mark Miller. He made this great little meme for us. And then I would put donation link in bio. You see it right there, donation link in bio at the very bottom of this post. Well, I see all these other Instagram people say, link in bio, link in bio, link in bio. What does that mean? So if you go back to my bio, which is this right here on Instagram, you'll see the link tree, linktr.ee. And if you click on that link tree, it takes you to this page. And this is what Linktree is. Linktree is a conglomeration of any digital platform that you want to use as kind of a landing page. Think of Linktree as a landing page for everything that you want to send people to. So for me, on my Linktree, I'm sending them to, was part of the Mariah committee where we did fundraising for the center. I can send them my Facebook page, Twitter, Snapchat, what's my home worth. Okay, but before we get to that, let me show you. Okay, so you're going to go to linktr.ee and you're going to want to register. And once you register, you're going to have the free version. If you want the pro version, the only difference between the free and the pro is you get advanced customization, premium themes, custom buttons, background images, advanced analytics, click-through rates, etc. But right now, you just need the free version if you've not set up Linktree. Just get the free version and then you can do the pro later. Okay, so I've set up my Linktree, and then what I do is, okay, where do I want to send everybody? Because when they go to, if they're on their phone, this is what it's going to look like on the right-hand side. I might need to change that picture. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And it's a conglomeration and kind of a focal point for them to go to where I want to send them. So if I want to add them and send them to the Mariah page, I just go in and add a new link. And I enter the URL that I want to send them to. So the URL, I will review that. The URL, for those of you that don't know, let's say I want to send them to my blog. Well, this is the URL in the link right up here. So I just cut and paste this URL right here into add a link. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Oops. Bear with me for those of you. Oops, I'm going to get rid of that one. Enter here. Call it Robert's blog. Great. Gotta get rid of that one. So I've created a URL called Robert's blog. And I've already created it, but that's how you do it. So I'm going to delete this one. I can just turn it off for now so it doesn't show up. So it's not going to show up. But that's what it would look like. So once I put in all the links I want to send them to, so for me, here's what my link tree looks like. So they go here, they click on the link, and it takes them to this page, this external website page, where they can donate to the Mariah fundraiser. They click on Facebook, and I could change the name of that to I have it on my personal Facebook page. And I can send it to my personal Facebook page. They click on that one, they go to Twitter. Snapchat, so remember I set up what's my home worth? I actually use Cloud CMA. I'm not sending them to my website, but I use Cloud CMA, and that costs money each month. So this is the only thing that costs money if you don't have Cloud CMA, if you don't get it like I pay for it. So I just send them directly to there. And then download the best home search tool. Right? So I take them right there. Now I'm taking them to my actual download page. And then mortgage calculator, my real estate blog, and KW Metro Red Day. So why do you want to do this? Again, you're setting up your digital trail to send people to find out everything about you. And you could do any number of things. Now, why do you want to set this up? Well, I'm going to show you guys someone that actually did it all, and I'm very proud of him. He set up his digital trail, and it's Surreal. So Surreal has set up this digital trail using Linktree, and he spent a lot of time doing it. And here's his: buy or sell your home with my team, exclusive Facebook group, real estate questions and answers, find listings, home evaluation, mortgage calculator, pro referrals and homekeeping blog, subscribe to my YouTube channel, friend me on Facebook and like my page. He's done so well, I'm going to actually change some of my stuff to put what he did. Follow me on Instagram, connect with me on LinkedIn, and then communication and leadership. So let me just look at, let's see, connect with me on LinkedIn for Surreal. So that brings me into here where he actually direct connects right to his LinkedIn page. Okay. Not only has Surreal done it that way, but he's also put that Linktree into his email signature. And by the way, here's the thing about email signatures. If you don't have an email signature, get one. Nothing is more annoying than me getting an email from somebody, can you call me? And all it is their name. And then I've got to hunt for their phone number. You need to have your email signature connotate a business signature with Keller Williams, your DRE numbers, your phone numbers, your contact information. So let me see. So let me show you what Surreal's looks like. All right, so this is his email signature. This is exactly what you should be following, is what he's done here. He's got his Linktree in there because who you work with matters. He's got his sincerely already done, his picture, his beautiful picture, the KW logo, and then all the DRE number, DRE required information. Okay, he's done it right. And he's got that Linktree already embedded in his email. So anybody that the emails are going out to, they're already connected to his digital trail that he's made it easy for them. He set it all up for them. They click on the link, boom. He's got a quick way for everybody that he sends an email to find out about him. So this will help with his, again, it's not going to replace his lead generation. It's just going to enhance it. Okay. And I see some questions in there. Does he have the free version? Yes, it's the free version. Doesn't cost him anything. You can put as many links as you want. The paid version just means you can now customize the background and stuff like that. Well, he just has the free version. So none of the stuff, the only thing I've shown you guys today that costs money is the Cloud CMA that I pay for. But other than that, none of this should cost you a dime. And you can all set this up for free, but I'm really proud of Surreal for setting all that up. He's done it right. And I hope that you guys got something out of this. I'm like, yeah, I can set all this up. It's pretty easy. Just do one thing at a time. Go through and, you know, get your website set up with all the little customization that you can add to it. You don't need to add a ton. And then go through and then set up, of course, Scott Leroy does it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Get your business Facebook business page set up. Get a LinkedIn profile set up. If you're not using LinkedIn, you need to be on it. And then get your Homekeeper set up. Again, Scott Leroy Marketing can help you with that as well too. And then get your Linktree, linktr.ee, and that will tie all this together. Once you tie it together, then it's going to make people that you're prospecting to really take notice of you, because they're able now to research you on the back end, and you're showing them everything that you want them to see. Again, you're in the marketing business, so you've got to paint a picture of who you are. And in this digital world, I mean, how many of you have other, and I'll use a dating app as a profile. Anybody ever been offered to be set up on a blind date? Well, I get those like once or twice a month, and I'm like, no, thank you. But what's their name? And I'll go Facebook stalk them. And I'm like, no, thanks. And I don't do blind dates anyway, so don't think you can ever do that. But anyway, that's where people go. They want to start seeing what you're like, and they want to figure out what you're like online to work with you. Okay. One of the things too, before I finish up, is the Linktree can also, if you're doing virtual open houses, you could use this Linktree as a landing page for all your virtual open houses that you've done in the past. So it's a way, if you're trying to coax a seller to work with you, why should they work with you? They can see some of the virtual open houses that you've done in the past. You can use that as a link. So if I was to want to investigate somebody, I want somebody to make it really easy for me to be investigated. And that's what this whole class is about, is how to set up that digital trail in a digital world that we're in now, because COVID has pushed us into it quicker. That said, someone's asked a question about setting up Facebook ads. That is not going to be what this class is going to be about today. I'm going to refer you to the actual class that Chris Spade has done, and a few other people that have done, that is in the YouTube page. I would go to that before you trust me on it. All right, guys, it's been great working with you today. I hope everybody learned something today, and I hope that you all have a great day. Broker Bob out.